I felt like explaining my setup. Sorry, my throat's messed up. So, my setup these days, I still have the Blue Voodoo crate I got back in 2006 when I moved to Florida. Uh, I guess we'll start. Went back to Hardline recently, the Line 6 wireless relay, whatever. Um, I think it's cheap, it's not durable, it's made out of plastic, and the USB power, port starts to get screwed up. It's a poor quality product in that sense, durability wise. It is hi-fi, so you don't get feedback. But yeah, I gave it to somebody. So hardline once again. The red one's the one going out of the guitar. So basic. Moving forward. All right, so I'm back on multi effects. So the Boss MA80. When I first got this, I was hoping that the USB out in the back, whatever, would allow me to record just going into the computer USB. But what I found out after getting it and looking at the manual and hearing something not right, the output on the USB output port, it's not included in the circuit. I mean, I could go pull up the manual. I don't feel like doing that right now. But yeah, sadly, and I don't understand why, but anything going out that USB port is not going to include any processing, any effects at all. So I then went and got a M Audio 19214. Uh, no latency, just a brilliant machine. We'll get back to that in a second. Also metal, so it's durable. So back to here. Alright, so we're going into the pedal. Obviously, I go with the mono because I don't have two cabs or half stacks or whatever. So I go out the output on the mono and I go into the input, obviously, standard, the front panel. Here's the next creative part. So my preamp has an out for all the processing after the fact. So I have a analog cable, whatever they call the guitar cable, running out the back here. I'm not going to go behind there, it's up on there. And that runs into the M Audio interface. You got, obviously, was that like 5 or 6 ports there? Again, another additional ports to the back. You got your different settings. You guys can look that up. So it goes in, and then now didn't think that would come into focus. I have Ableton Pro Live. What is it, Pro? I don't know. Either way, it's not the light edition, not the free edition that came with Line 6. I actually paid for the version now, so it's live version 10. And in addition to that, last year, not past Christmas, but the one before, I started learning keyboard or piano, whatever you want to call it, keys. That's what I call it. So I got a nice, MIDI keyboard up there, M Audio as well, I believe. I kind of wish I went for the full scale. Now that I sort of know what I'm doing, when I'm going up or down, ascending wise, I hit that brick wall where I can't go to the next octave. Mostly going down with the chords, while scales it's going up from the middle, section. But in addition to that, it's got a phase lever, a volume lever, to goof around with that real time while jamming, and the little pads to do drums. Both softwares for the keyboard and the production studio came with a heap load of just libraries, especially the MIDI keyboard. So I have really cool stuff from Japanese instruments to piano to nice ones that sound grand, or glass, or whatever you want to go with, or harpsichord. I did ironically hit a walk when I wanted to make some seafarer music because my game Nibbles mostly takes place at sea and port and so on. There's no accordion, but I'll figure that out at a later date. But otherwise, I am still using the KH2. I think the pickups on it, you can have some little humidity damage. It's either that, or sadly, I gotta get a new preamp because it might be the going in right there port that got damaged. But hardest humidity. I had to learn the first half decade or even the full decade because it didn't click in my head that there's, moisture in the air that will damage the strings instantly. I never had that real problem with Florida. I mean, I've seen people's guitars back home where you physically see the rust on the string besides feel it, but I never really had that problem, let alone any amp issues or that nature. Let's see, is there anything else I can point out? Not really. Oh, and the new guitars, can't remember what edition, but let's say the Omaha, probably not Amana, whatever, the Schecter. I keep the KH2 in full step down C like normally I would, because the EMG pickups are nice, and then the Schecter I keep standard, and I don't want to mess with any warping issues, and I have had warping issues kinda with the KH2, but it does stay in tune. Only if I screw around with the whammy bar doing was it Kerry King and Dimebags pre or Zach Wall? I can't remember who said, probably Kerry King. The pre bend where you then dump the oh no, you pre-dump the whammy bar, flick a harmonic, and then bring the whammy bar back up, and it goes from how a pinch harmonic is in the first place. Well, with the whammy bar depressed, you got a wider, crazier range where you go real deep to instantly really high, and that obviously will throw up the tuning. But I think all that's humidity related. Plus, on one string on 4, it's hitting the fret, vibrating improperly. That could be also a cleaning issue. I don't really see any warp with going full step down. Just go with a bigger gauge of string. Obviously, don't let the humidity damage out. That's it for now. As for soundproofing the wall, that's about it. I got 2 panels behind the monitor. Just really nice sound system too for the computer. Subwoofers down there somewhere. Not coming into focus. All right, that's it.